entrepreneur, and everyone online right now is talking possible food shortages for 2022. Watching quite a few videos this morning, yesterday, the day before that, and the day before that. And it's not anything, in my opinion, to be scared of or worried about. It just make sure that you're prepped for it. Make sure you are prepared. And that being said, I'm also making preparations, getting set, if you will, for a possible food shortage this year. Um, Due to the fact that what the country's going through, the cost, and how everything's kind of set up right now with food prices, um, and also with the cost of fuel, and countries that aren't going to be shipping fertilizers out of their country until later months in order to make certain that their people have food to eat. It will affect the U.S. Directly. So that being said, um, your average gardener that have been listening to YouTube or watching YouTube, if you will, for a number of years, you know how to make fertilizers. I mean, you just do. And if you watch my channel, I have a number of videos that show you how to make fertilizer, whether it be liquid or solid fertilizer. And everything that you need is. Hello, great to see you. Great topic. Thank you very much, very much. I appreciate it. Um, because you don't have to, be worried about it because everything on your property is pretty much something you can make fertilizer out of. And I've looked at it and looked back at. When I used to put a number of videos up showing you how there was uh, fertilizer to liquid. I showed you how to make that out of weeds and grass. How to break it down once you make it, which is 1 part to 10 parts of water. And I also showed you that grass, weeds, um, uh, tree limbs, branches, if you will, can all make fertilizer. You can make plenty of fertilizer from those items. Where there may be a possibility that you will, in the near future, go to a store and there be no fertilizer there, in none of the box stores. There's a possibility. So, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Um, and if there's no fertilizer in the stores, some people are going to panic and want to know what to do, where to go, how can I grow food if I'm having a hard time finding fertilizer? When in fact, the fertilizer will be around you all day long uh, if you have a yard or grass, or if you saved your leaves from this past fall. Happy New Year's! Happy New Year's to you. And if you save some of your waste from your, you will have fertilizer. That being said, anything organic is fertilizer. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, okay, what if nature turns it all into wonderful soil? Yes, yes, absolutely. It's an additive to your soil. It makes soil, if you will. But I looked at it and I said, okay, I grow grass every year. I'm not into it. Some people are really into their lawns where they put chemicals down and that sort of thing. I don't do that. I go over it with a lawnmower, but this year I'll just collect more than I usually do. And I got me a lawn bag now that will help me to capture it, pile it up, and be able to put it into my compost pile. I'll do some pruning this year. That will go either around my fruit trees, which I have whole uh, beautiful uh, group of fruit trees. Another thing is um, the the way that things are going now. Even the wood chips that you get, I mean, they make beautiful fertilizer, but it takes up to possibly a year to break down if you just pile it up and leave it. But there are certain additives you can add to it to kind of help it break down, but that costs money. So the only thing that would break it down quicker would be uh, urine would break it down. So that's free. But I want you to keep that in mind is that when you start seeing things go a little bit haywire, a little bit, and you start seeing the reports on the news about fruit prices and vegetable prices and meat prices going up and dairy, um, just remember that uh, the cost, everything is in place right now for those items to go up. Everything. I mean, you got so much uh, that are heading into this storm, and I have researched some of it, um, and I've seen it, and I've looked at it and said, "Oh my God!" The farmers are buying up fertilizer now at a price that they can afford, um, and they're trying to hold tight, and they're going to pass that cost on to you. Um, and been looking at some of the fertilizer prices in the store. They're slowly climbing. Right now, at this moment, they're slowly climbing. I've looked at some of the prices the last few days and saw that they're going up. So just keep that in mind and remember to plan. Put things in line. If you garden, make sure that you say, okay, uh, I've looked at a few channels and there was one I'm telling you to save your grass clippings. Um, if you can get a hold of wood chips, make that happen. Um, and if you can get a hold of weeds in your yard, don't look at them as something that you don't need anymore. Just look at them as something where you could store uh, in a compost pile and create compost from them. And some of them have very long tap roots that, in fact, could go down into the subsoil and pull up lots of minerals from the soil. And that being said, I know that we're going to be okay. I just think that we are to prepare as opposed to panicking because you're going to start seeing a lot of this on the news, a lot of it. And I've been watching videos. I'm watching. Oh my goodness, I'm watching. You're going to see more gardeners online selling everything, um, and what I can understand everybody trying to make a dollar. They're going to be selling things, and some things like plants, I would buy at a good price. Um, Fruit trees at a good price again. But as far as um, all these additives, I don't know. Do you use any synthetic fertilizers? No, I don't use any of the synthetic fertilizers. Um, that's going to be hard to get a hold of. Compost in the bags are going to be hard to get a hold of. Organic fertilizer is going to be hard to get a hold of in the near future. I started storing up fertilizer about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Um, and it wasn't because I said, let me, get ready for this situation. It was just that if I get a $9 bag of fertilizer for $2, yeah, I got it, and I stored it. Um, so So just keep that in mind, folks. Don't be caught in the rain without an umbrella because you're saying, well, maybe it won't happen, or the government will take care of us. They'll look out for us. I haven't started any seeds yet. I have simply been inventorying my seeds to see what else I may need before the prices start really spiking. Because I got some of my seed catalogs now, and I saw some really marked up prices in those catalogs for seeds, really marked up. So keep that in mind, folks. I love all of you. I want you to be safe and stay strong. It's going to be a little rough period, and we'll get through it. Um, we just don't know how rough it's going to get at this moment. We don't know. Things are going to happen, and I will do the best I can to look out for my family and my friends because I have the knowledge, and a lot of you do as well, how to grow foods. And so keep that in mind. The people who are going to do well are going to be the ones that planned, made preparation, and those who have knowledge on how to grow food, how to grow some foods on their property so they can always get a hold of fresh lettuce and fresh eggplant and fresh beans and fresh corn. I wouldn't recommend growing corn right now unless you have the fertilizer it takes to support it. It is a heavy feeder. And that's something that you want to keep in mind. Plants that don't require heavy amounts of fertilizer, like beans, um, okra, lots of food, lots of food. Hello? Oh, hello. I'm doing pretty good. Let me cut. I'm gonna cut this thing off right here. I was messing around on this. There we go.